Hey, what's up everybody? This is Chicken Possible with Rewards Hunter, back with another Xbox Game Pass weekly quest guide. So today we're going to be working on the quest for The Sims 4. This is worth 50 rewards points. It expires on May 2nd, and we need to get 2 bladder fails within the game. This game is available on cloud gaming, so you can definitely go ahead and launch it that way if you like. I'm going to be playing here on my Xbox Series S with the downloaded version of the game. And once you've got that installed or started up on cloud gaming, you'll just go ahead and press A to get started. And I'm going to be starting with a brand new game. So let's just press A a couple times to get past the initial information, and then we can press A to get started in a new game. Now you could do this in an existing game, you just want to make some of the same changes to the house that I'm going to be making. Let's choose No Thanks on this initial screen where it asks about customizing. And we're going to go up to the upper left and press A to click on Personality, and then move to the upper left where there's a die and click on Randomize Name. So you need to make a first name and you need to make a last name. So I'm just going to click on the second die here to make the last name, and then I'm going to move down a little bit to choose the style of player, the aspiration here. And I just chose athletic. You can choose whatever you like here. It's not really important. This isn't going to make a big impact. And then for the traits, you can randomize the traits as well. Once that's done, you can press B to get out of this personality window. And then we are going to move down to the lower left corner and then across way over to the far right corner on the bottom and press A on play. And then we'll press A one more time to save and play. And we actually get a little bit of money to start with, so we're going to buy a house with that. We're just going to use Willow Creek, so just press A here to select that residential world. And then if you move down to the lower right section, there are some houses in green here that you can buy. I'm going to be buying the Streamlet Single, which uses a portion of our money, but we've still got a good amount left over. And we'll just press A few more times to get started with that house. So for the bladder fails, we need to basically set him up to where he needs to go to the bathroom, to be honest. That's what he needs to do. And I'm just going to talk about the camera setup in this game a little bit. You don't control your character with your left stick like you're probably used to in a lot of games if you've never played The Sims before. You use your left stick to sort of move the window for the camera around. So if you press out to the outer boundaries, you can move the camera like up or down, backward or forward, left or right. And then if you want to rotate the camera, you can do that with your right stick. You can move it left or right, kind of rotate around a certain point, and then you can zoom in or out with that right stick. So that's kind of how the camera works in this game. Your player has basically a simulated life, so he just will kind of move around and do his own thing. He has different activities that he'll do inside of the house, but we can influence his life and the things that he does. So the first thing we're going to do is make some changes to the house, like I mentioned, and the first thing we're going to do is get rid of the toilet that's here so that he can't make use of that when he wants to, unfortunately for him. Go up to the upper right corner and click on build mode, and we're going to switch over to the build mode where we can make some changes to the house and the layout. So we'll just press A here to get past the challenges screen. Use your left stick to highlight the toilet and then press A on that, and then press Y to go ahead and sell the toilet, and that will remove it from the house. So that's the first part of the house setup. Second part of the house setup is we need to rotate our camera around to where we can see the kitchen and then kind of zoom in on the kitchen a little bit so that we can see the counters. So just kind of move the camera around so you can see the kitchen counter. And once you've got that ready, then you can go down to the bottom left corner and we're going to select a coffee pot and get that set up in there. So in the bottom left corner, you can select by room, objects by room here. So click on that, and you should automatically be selected for the kitchen. So then we're just gonna move over to the microwave here and click on the kitchen appliances microwave. And then this is where we can select the coffee pot. It's the sort of tannish one. It's the fifth one over. So just press A to select that, and you can leave it at the default color. And we're just going to start moving our left stick now and move the coffee pot that we've got selected and just kind of drop it on the counter here. So when you press A, that should automatically purchase it for you with your money and put it on the counter. So that is actually all we need to do in the build mode. So we can just press B a couple of times, and then we're going to go up to the upper right and switch back to live mode. So we're no longer building, we're going into the live life of our character. So when you're back in live mode, your character will start moving around again, and he might have different activities that he's doing, but what we're going to have him do is take a drink of coffee. So we can actually have him walk over to a certain area if you want to see where he is, and have him move somewhere by sort of just double clicking in that area, and he'll walk over to that position. But for the coffee, we're going to do something very similar. Just click on the coffee pot and then choose brew coffee. And it does cost a little bit of money, but you've got enough money to buy a coffee. Don't worry about that. So he'll go ahead and brew the coffee and start drinking it. And if we look at the lower right corner of the screen on this needs category, you can see the bladder section down here and all the other needs that are available. So you can kind of monitor it down there if you need to as this goes on. This will take probably about 10 minutes total to complete, but we're already about halfway through the process. At this point, we just need him to keep drinking, and we are going to speed up time a little bit. If you look at the bottom center of the screen here, you can change it to ultra speed and have him, of course, drink a lot faster there. And you can see he'll do different stuff like push-ups, and he'll watch TV and read books, all sorts of different activities within the house. But you basically just want to keep clicking on the coffee pot, keep having him grab a drink of coffee, and have him keep brewing the coffee. And that is pretty much all we need to do. If we had left the toilet in the house, then he would have made use of it at this point. Whenever he feels the need to go, he would just go over and use the toilet. But since this house doesn't have a toilet, he doesn't have any option to do that, and we don't have to, do anything to have him avoid the toilet. He just doesn't have the option to go. So we're making it much easier on ourselves. And again, you can kind of follow that need at the lower right corner if you want to, and you'll also probably just see him go, honestly, at certain points. So sorry about the disgusting quest this week, but this is what they have given us to do in The Sims 4. We did have to do this at the end of 2020 was the first time we did this, around Christmas time. So it may be familiar to some of you all. But I believe my character just went. He's feeling embarrassed at this point, and he'll probably start to look stinky and, think about taking a shower and changing his clothes and do all that sort of thing. Just keep making him come back and taking a drink of coffee and brewing the coffee, and he will work towards that second bladder fail that you need to get. Doesn't matter if he takes a shower, it doesn't really matter too much what he does, just as long as he keeps drinking and time keeps passing by. And I'm just going to speed up time just a little bit here. I'm going to fast forward a little bit so you don't have to watch the full process of me drinking all of this coffee with my character. But eventually he will go a second time, and you'll be able to finish with the second bladder fail there. So there we go. He's gone the second time, and he is working on taking a shower, trying to clean himself up. But that is our second bladder fail, and that is when the quest completes. So we can go ahead and hold down the Xbox button and turn that in and grab the 50 rewards points for The Sims 4. We've already got a guide out for Nobody Saves the World, our super easy quest for the week, and we're going to have a guide coming out later tonight for Kill It With Fire. This will be our last week on Kill It With Fire, and we'll be moving on to a new game where we'll grab the weekly rewards set and grab about 150 rewards points out of doing that. So I'll look forward to seeing you all in those guides. Thanks for watching, everyone. If you found that video helpful, please be sure to click the subscribe button here on YouTube and hit that bell for notifications. You can also find some helpful links in the description of this video if you want to stay connected with us. Stay tuned for more Microsoft rewards and achievement guides, and I'll see you in the next one.